Hello students, welcome to West Bengal English Medium Guide. Today I am going to give you the insight question answers from chapter 8 class 6 science book body movements. This is from West Bengal board. In the previous video I gave you the exercise question answers from this chapter. If you have missed, then please check out the description box or playlist. You will find that video from there. And one more thing, I want to inform you that I have provided the link of Coda in the description box. If you need any notes from any chapters, from any subjects, you can submit your chapters on that link. I will provide you the notes. Okay, so let's start the insight question answers from the chapter body movements. Number 1, what is movement? When we move parts from our body, it is called movement. Number 2, what is locomotion? When we move our body from one place to another, it is called locomotion. Number 3, which organ systems help us in movement and locomotion? Movement in our body is helped by bones, muscles, tendons, cartilage, and ligaments. The muscular system and the skeletal system are the two organ systems that help us in movement and locomotion. Number 4, what is skeleton? Bones form the framework of our body. This framework of bones is called the skeleton. Number 5, the skeleton of an adult human is made up of 206 bones. Number 6, name 3 soft internal organs. 3 soft internal organs are heart, lungs, and stomach. Number 7, what is bone marrow? Many bones in our body are hollow and are filled with a soft substance called bone marrow. Number 8, where the blood cells are made. The bone marrow is where our blood cells are made. Okay. Number 9, which components or nutrients make our bones hard and strong? Calcium and phosphorus make our bones hard and strong. Number 10, name some important bones of the skeletal system. Some important bones of the skeletal system are the skull, the vertebral column, the rib cage, and the bones of the limbs and girdles. Number 11, define skull. The skull is the bones of the head that gives shape to our head and support our face. Number 12, how many bones is the skull made up of? The skull is made up of 22 bones. It includes the bones of our head, face, and jaws. Number 13, why the skull bone cannot move except for the lower jaw. The skull bone is made up of mostly of immovable joint, due to which skull bone cannot move except for the lower joint. Number 14, what are the functions of the skull? The hard bones of the skull protect the brain. It gives shape to our face. Number 15, what is spine or vertebral column? The backbone is known as vertebral column or spine. It covers the spinal cord. Number 16, what is spinal cord? The spinal cord is a thick bundle of nerves that sends information from the brain to the rest of the body. Number 17, what is vertebrae? The vertebral column is made up of small bones, that is called vertebrae. Number 18, how many vertebrae do adults have, and among them how many vertebrae are movable? Adults have 33 vertebrae, out of which only 26 are movable. Number 19, how the long bony backbone form? The vertebrae are all linked together to form the long bony backbone. Number 22, what are the functions of vertebral column? The first point, the vertebral column covers and protects the spinal cord. Second point, it also protects nerves and blood vessels that run down from the brain along the spinal cord. Third point, the vertebrae allows us to stand straight, twist, bend, and move our back. Number 21, what is rib cage? The ribs are curved bones that form a structure called the rib cage. Number 22, how do the ribs look like? The ribs are like a cage of bones around the chest. Number 23, 3. How many ribs do we have? We have 12 pairs of ribs. Number 24. How are the ribs set? The ribs are joined to the backbone at the back and to the breastbone or sternum at the front. The floating ribs are joined only to the backbone. Number 25. What are floating ribs? Why do they call so? We have 12 pairs of ribs. 10 pairs are joined to the backbone at the back and to the breastbone or sternum at the front. The last two parts of ribs are called floating ribs. They are called floating ribs because they are joined only to the backbone. Number 26. Write the functions of rib cage. It protects important organs such as the heart, the lungs, and the liver. Its movements help us breathe. Number 27. How many limbs do we have? We have 2 pairs of limbs, the forelimbs or arms and the hind limbs or legs. Number 28. How many girdles do we have? We have 2 girdles, the pectoral girdle and the pelvic girdle. Number 29. Which bones of our body the forelimb consists of? The bones of forelimbs consist of the bones of the upper arm, lower arm and fingers. Number 30. What is humerus? The bone of the upper arm is called the humerus. Number 31. Humerus is joined to small bones of lower arm and the elbow. This is the fill in the blank from this chapter. These two blanks are the answer. Number 32 is also fill in the blank. Our hand is made of many small bones of the wrist, palm and fingers. Number 33. The forelimbs are connected to the shoulder girdle. Number 34. What does a pectoral girdle consist of? The pectoral girdle consists of the shoulder girdle and the collarbone. Number 35. What do bones of hind limb consist of? The bones of hind limb consist of the bones of the upper leg, lower leg and toes. Number 36. What is femur? The bone of the upper leg is called the femur or the thigh bone. Number 37. Which is the longest bone in our body? That is femur. Number 38. Where is femur joined to? Femur is joined to 2 small bones of the lower leg and lower leg at the knee. 39 is the fill in the blank. The hind limbs are connected to the pelvic girdle. Number 40. What does the pelvic girdle consist of? The pelvic girdle consists of 3 large flat bones joined together in the hip region. Number 41. What is the function of forelimbs and shoulder girdle? The forelimbs and shoulder girdle help us move our arm and shoulders to pick and carry things. Number 42. How is the function of hind limbs and the hip girdle? What is the function of hind limbs and the hip girdle? The hand limbs and the hip girdle help us to move our legs and hips to walk and run. Next, 44. What are joints? The places where 2 or more bones meet are called joints. Number 45. In the different types of joints, there are different types of joints. Number 1. Fixed or immovable joints. Joints that show no movement. Number 2. Partly movable joints. Joints that show the slight movement. Number 3. Movable joints. Joints that show free movement. Next, number 46. Name some movable joints. Pivot joint, hinge joint, ball and socket joint, gliding joint. Next, number 47. How is pivot joint formed? In this type of joint, the end of one bone fits into a ring formed by the other bone. Number 48. How is hinge joint formed? In this type of joint, the bones hinge with each other, allowing forward and backward movement. Number 49. How is ball and socket joint formed? In this type of joint, the ball-like surface of one bone fits into a cup-like hollow in the other. Number 50. How is gliding joint formed? In this type of joint, one bone slides over the other. Number 51. What does pivot joint allows us? Pivot joint allows bones to move up and down and side. Example, joint between the back of the skull and neck. 52. Mention the function of ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint allows bones to move in all directions. Example, hip joint and shoulder joint. 53. Mention the function of hinge joint. Hinge joint allows bones to move forward and backward in one direction. Example, elbow joint and knee joint. 54. Mention the function of gliding joint. Gliding joint allows bones to slide along each other. Example, wrist joint and ankle joint. 55. What are fixed joint? Answer, joints that show no movement are called fixed joint. Example, joints of the skull except the lower jaw. Number 56. What are partly movable joint? Joints that show some movement are called partly movable joints. Examples, joints between the ribs and the sternum. 57. Which help in movement associated with the skeletal system? Associated with the bones of the skeletal system are ligaments, tendons and cartilage that along with muscles help in movement. Number 58. What are ligaments? Ligaments are ligaments are bands of tissue that hold one bone to another. 59. What are tendons? Bones are joined to muscles with the help of strong tissues are called tendons. Next, what is cartilage? What is the function and where is it found? The ends of the bones are covered with a hard elastic substance called cartilage, which protects the bones from rubbing against each other. It is also found in our outer ears and at the end of our nose. 61. How does our body move? Most muscles in our body are attached to bones. Therefore, when muscles move, they move the bones they are attached to, and that part of our body move. 62. How do muscles work? Muscles work in pairs. When one of the muscles of the pair contracts and the bone it is attached to is pulled in that direction. At the same time, the other muscles of the pair relaxes to move the bone in the opposite direction. The reverse happens. A muscle can only pull but cannot push. Thus, two muscles have to work together to move a bone. 63. Which muscles move our arm? The pair of muscles that move our arm are the biceps and the triceps. 64. Where do the biceps and triceps locate? The biceps are found at the front of the humerus and the triceps are found at the back of the humerus. Number 65. How do biceps and triceps work together to move our arms? When the biceps contract, the triceps are relaxed and the lower arm gets pulled up. When the triceps contract, the biceps relax, straightening the lower arm. This is how arm moves. 66. Why animals need to move from one place to another? Animals move from one place to another in search of food and shelter and to escape their hunters. Number 67. How do fish move? Fish have a backbone, so they are vertebrates. They have a streamlined body, that is, a small head, a narrow body and a thin tail. The shape of the body helps them cut through water easily. Fish have tails and fins that help them swim as well as change direction while swimming. Fish have their muscles in a wave-like motion while swimming. The front part of the fish curves to one side and the tail curves to other side to form an S shape. This helps them push their body forward by moving sideways. Number 68. How do birds move? Birds are vertebrates that can fly in air as well as walk on the land. Birds have a streamlined body with bones that are hollow. Their forelimbs are modified into wings, and they have strong flight muscles that help some birds fly very long distances. The tail helps them in changing direction while flying. Birds have two hind legs that allow them to walk or hop on land. 69. What are upstroke? Birds fly by flapping their wings up and down. The upward movement of the wings is called the upstroke. 70. What are downstroke? Birds fly by flapping their wings up and down. The downward movement of the wings is called downstroke. So, these are the inside question answers from chapter 8, class 6, West Bengal Board Science book. And in the previous video, I gave you the exercise question answers. If you missed that video, then please check out the description box of playlist. You will find that video from there. And I have provided the link of Quora. You can send me your chapters from any subjects. If you need notes from those, okay, I will give you the notes. Okay, that's all for today. See you soon with a new video. Till then, take care and bye.